Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. This quote is by Unknown. The start of a better life or a better world or a better future is simply to our belief that it is possible. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow down 350, NASDAQ off 122, S&P's down 46, gold contract up 520, traded 1,178 an ounce. Silver flat at $15.68 an ounce. Copper flat at $2.63 a pound. Light sweet crude down $1.50, $58.18 a barrel. Bonds, 10-year up 1 point and 7 ticks at 126.07. 30-year up 3 points and 13 ticks, 150.31. Both of them move topside, folks, with wide price spread, accelerated volume. Bond market's not going to give it up. Banks closed in Greece. Markets down all over the world. Bottom line, money's going to continue to go into bonds. King dollar down 591 ticks, 95.06. Euro up 74 at 120 at 112.42. Both of those deviant moves, folks. No doubt you think that with the Greece imploding, just the opposite would happen. Bottom line, what you did have is this. The dollar index actually went to a higher high, had volume behind the move. That's telling me we're going to go back higher on the dollar. Euro went to a lower low, had volume behind the move. That's saying we're going to go downtown. Yen down a penny and a quarter at 122.49. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? Okay, folks, check it out. SPY did 185 million shares. The indices did 837 million and 2 billion. Bottom line, you're barreling into the swing point and you have volume behind the move. The market today in 6.5 hours just brought us back to November of 2014. Next stop down here gives you 204.40. We're at 205.47, but that's not the number, folks. The number continues to be the high of October 2014 swing. That's 191. And if you want to take a look at the S&P and see how much further that we can actually get down and into, it's pretty intense because the cash S&P right now is at 2060, and the top of that number is 1912. The bottom of it is 1820. And if you want to see the first indice that came down into it, well, it's the transports. The transports got sliced, diced, all of the above. The transports down on volume today. You're at 8080. 8169 was the number. This is the first major indice that is down into that level. That is saying, number one, you're into it, but guess what? Transports are going to 7,700. Transports go to 7,700, folks. Well, thus far, just with the transports down there, it brings your probability much higher that the S&P is going to go down there, and you don't even want to hear what the Dow Industrials would be at that equation. I'll bring you down here and take a look at this equation because it's pretty intense. The Dow's at 17,000. The top of that level is 16,600. The bottom of that level is 15,800. That's where we're going. That's the bottom line. Gold contract. No action in gold out here. What you did get is this. You got the volume come into it, only up $5. You're at 1178. That's saying that you are building cars. You know, 1232 is game. The silver market couldn't hold. We need buyers inside the equities of the gold and silver equities. Bonds, ever-ready bond market, folks, was screaming last week that it wanted higher price. Bottom line, it got price, it got volume, it got all of the above. We got to a price point today in the 10-year of 126.29. You did 1.5 million contracts. The swing point had 957,000. Bonds want higher price. I suspect are going to go to higher price. Now, folks, each and every trading day, right at TFNN, we kick you off at 8 a.m. Our man, Mr. John Logan, does the kicking off. Amazing show, folks. John also has a piece of software that's incredible. Okay, it's Taz Market Profile. I'm going to let John explain exactly what it is, and you can come over to our website at TFNN, and when you get to the front page, you're going to see right on the front page it says Taz Profile Scanner Plus is now available. And we're doing this different this time, folks. You do not need a credit card. You can test drive this 14 days, absolutely free. It has indices all over the world. And right now, folks, guess what? You need to know what's going on in the world because Australia is going to be opening in about 3 hours. Our man, Mr. John Logan, got up early. He's trading in Asia right now, and it's probably 4 o'clock in the morning. John Logan, what's going on?
Tom O'Brien, good to be back with you.
You too, man. I'm telling you, man.
It's a crazy day, and we always seem to talk on the craziest days.
It's perfect. There is no doubt. It's just amazing, right?
It's if you're trading, if you're an investor, this is not your favorite day possibly if you're long, but if you're trading and listening to some of the things that are being said on the TFNN network to try to, guide people through the minefield, some of the things you talked about, I mean, you got to be loving this, actually.
Hey, it's a trader's market. There's no doubt, man. And, you know, folks, if you are long the market, please just get stops in, okay? Because that October 2014 level is 2,000 points down. And, you heard me say, John, the transports went there, man. My take, that's where we're going. You know what I mean? So it's like, why give back 2,000 points? Yeah, so,
I mean, go ahead.
So talk to me about the profile, what it is, what it does. I mean, I know what it does. I use it every day. But if you can explain it to the listeners.
Yeah. Well, it's a great case in point what's been going on lately with some of the things we've been talking on the show every morning and some of the things you and I have been talking about off camera, whatever.
Yes.
We've got two things within this product. It's called the Taz Profile Scanner, and what it does on one side of the fence is it allows you to drill down into over 3,000 instruments globally.
Right.
And actually utilize derivatives of price action, which in real-time prices, find opportunities, qualify your instruments that you may already be in, long, short, or neutral, and also be able to utilize one of the other things that we have in the scanner, which is our global breadth indicators. And what does that mean? That means that if you're looking at the index grid, the heat map grid, which I've got up right now, you're able to look and gauge the markets, the indices that are driving the globe in a way you've never been able to do before.
Right. Stay right there. Okay, we've got a quick break. We're going to be coming back. And if you're watching Tiger TV, folks, you're going to see this whole setup visually. John Logan, Tom O'Brien, we'll come right back. Welcome back, folks. We're talking with our man, Mr. John Logan. And, folks, we're talking about the Taz Profile Scanner Plus. This is a phenomenal piece of software. You can come over to our website right now, test drive it, no credit card, 14 days. John's put some phenomenal work into this, number one, but it is so unique. It's amazing. When you do test drive it, there are videos that he did with it, so you can get an explanation of exactly what you're looking for. And, of course, every morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, right on your cell phone, you can get John as he walks through the world markets. And the world markets in particular, folks, is so important now because you're going to see the contagion go from one market to the next market. So, John, right now, and I was using this morning, which is so cool, the market breadth of the world. So talk to me about what I'm looking at right here.
Yeah, there's, like I said before your break, it's really two different products in one. One of them's it's a great filtering system that's going to find opportunities and new instruments and hopefully qualify instruments that you're in, either long, short, or neutral based on our methodology.
Yes.
But the other side of the fence is this very, very unique, never been seen before way to look at indices and global exchanges. And what does that mean? That means that you're able to look at the index, for instance, the S&P index.
Yes.
I've got a heat I've got a heat map grid up here right now
Yes.
that basically ranks the globe, looking at everything from the Mexico Index to the Nikkei to the S&Ps to the Bursa Malaysia.
Right.
You can look at the index relative to the globe, how it's acting on 4 different time frames: weekly, daily, 4-hour, and 1-hour. And the reason we did that was because, a lot of folks are investors and they want to figure out, when do they need to really be in cash? When do they need to hedge their portfolio? Let's say their portfolio is a primarily S&P 500, comprised stock portfolio.
Yes.
So we want to be able to provide to them, that weekly, daily, and then short-term way to look at when the markets are either net profile positive or net profile negative. And what does that mean? That means that we're looking at when stocks are out of balance on the upside or out of balance on the downside. And that way, by looking at, and I'm going to drill right in the good news is this thing's so easy to use. You look at your indices, you drill down into it. I'm going to click on the S&P 500. You immediately are able to categorize every stock in the S&P 500. And this even works on low bandwidth situations. I mean, if you've got an iPhone or an Android or something like that, you're able to function very well with this. We do a lot of data. We do all the data crunching on our servers and deliver you, the GUI. So as I drill down to the S&P 500, I can look at all the stocks. I can look at my index breadth indicators at the top in a very, very easy to see what we call odometer.
And folks, it's amazing. And remember the program's archived, so you're going to be able to see this visually also. So, John, as you're talking, I took you a little piece of software, right? And most of the time, folks, I'm looking for something that, you have a 60-minute box, a 240, a daily, and a weekly, okay? So what you're looking for is harmony, okay? Bottom line, today I said, you know what? I said, listen, let's see what's above the box. Guess what, folks? The market that we have right now, this is pretty sick. You got Paul Corp, P-A-L-L, in Darden, and that's the only one that there's 3 above the box in the whole S&P 500. That's how.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, exactly. You got Darden, John Deere's kind of, relative strength-wise showing some great possibilities of hanging in there. AbbVie Incorporated, there's some other ones out there, but you can find those immediately within the scanner with the click of the button. I mean, and people are going, well, what does that mean? Why do we have those on the radar screen right now? Those are showing still strength in a market that's getting pummeled. Right. So but the thing that we need to sell for $100,000 a month that you actually your audience is able to get within this package that we're putting out right now, this is something that institutions use, and I'm so happy that we can deliver it to the regular investor.
It's huge.
This is something on Bloomberg. We've released it. As you know, Tom, we've got a long-term contract with Bloomberg Financial Services.
Yes.
I'm going to click on our weekly TAS breadth odometer.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Now, as I pull this up, I'm going to enlarge my screen, and you're going to love this. We actually put a price chart down at the bottom of the breadth numbers that people are looking at.
Okay.
And what the power of this is, and I'm going to kind of blow up my breadth chart here.
Yes.
Is I'm going to go back to the last time we had a negative breadth crossover was September 26th. That means that our weekly breadth turned negative. All right. That week, what's happened as well as I did. We had about a 200-point sell-off in the S&Ps, or it was pretty significant. Right. And then our breadth turned positive again October 24th. Now, we've stayed breadth positive on a very long-term basis since that date. Now, we started turning breadth negative again on or around June 4th. Now, if you go back to your charts, you'll be able to see that these dates are very, very significant, and this breadth information, it comes in out of left field and says, you know what? You need to start. Well, we've been looking at the markets with jaded eyes, before June 4th, sure. Because we've looked at shorter-term time frame breadth situations. But the very long-term investor who's out there,
the weekly,
might be in their car riding around and trying to figure out what to do. We got these indications, as you know, June 4th. And we've stayed breadth negative on the long term since then. And that means that we are not buy the dippers at all. Right. We are looking to sell resistance and sell breakdowns. And if you were looking to buy the dip, we were talking on the short show this morning, okay, the S&Ps are pulling back, Greece is throwing up and blah, 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 blah. You got a short-term kind of bounce situation. And we actually talked about that top this morning at around 2083. All right. We called it to the tick because we were looking at our short-term charts and we said, you know what, the only thing we have to grab onto is a target. The only chart we're looking at,
yes,
if we get a bounce, was 2083. We hit it to the tick, by the way.
It's amazing.
And then we come down, and then we're not buying the dip because the breadth is telling us we cannot go long, right? We can only look to sell resistance. So when we start getting into 2062, 66, we kind of ignore it. We start falling through that, what we call DMZs. The breadth is guiding us through that trade, and we are selling the breakdown. Right. Now that information on a trading standpoint is invaluable, but for the long-term investor, it's telling them, you know what, I should either be in cash or I should start buying puts to sell to hedge my portfolio, or I need to start shorting stocks.
Or get out of the way. Exactly.
Step aside.
Right.
I mean, there were some indications this morning, as you know, Tom. Gold not showing the fear indicator. The notes and the bonds, really, I mean, these are like 2-3 handle up days minimum, and it just wasn't happening, and that was a little concerning to look at the market from the short side. But the breadth, the internals of the marketplace, which comprise that breadth, were saying, you know what, there's a massive disconnect in the internals of the index. Get away from it.
No doubt. Well, listen, man, we appreciate all the work. Look forward to the show in the morning. I know you got to get a little more sleep before you get up there and growling and prowling. We appreciate you getting up, man.
I'm trading, man. I'm up.
That's a beautiful thing. Okay. Have a great one, man. Have a safe one. Okay, talk to you in the morning. Stay right there, folks. Coming right back.